my friends, and welcome. I'm Jason Stephenson, and thank you very much for joining me on Life Expansion. Now, I just want to make sure that you can hear me okay and that this video is buffering okay, because I've got here a warning that it's not good enough connection, so I may have to stop the music that I'm playing. If I can just see that you are hearing me okay, and I welcome you all. So I'll wait till I can hear from you first to make sure everything's okay. And we might just have to get, hello there, good, it's all happening. Sounds great. The picture's okay. Okay, well, we might just leave it as it is for now. Hello, Kate, Karen, Jennifer, Ginny, Amy, Tanya, Char. Lovely to see you all, Guy. Elena, well buffed, Jay. Hey, Kate. Hey, Giza, lovely to see you guys. Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And today is going to be your day, because you are going to be doing the work today, not me. And so at this time, I would say, if you haven't got a pen and paper in front of you, go and grab a pen and paper, because you'll be doing just a little bit of writing, but it's all good writing, okay? Hey, Paul, welcome, mate. Lovely to see you. And I've probably missed some people, but yeah, it's great to see you all anyway. So it's all about taking 100% responsibility for your life. And that's what we'll be talking about today. But before we begin, I want to give two huge shout outs today. And that is one to Lute Brian Smith, who creates amazing motivational rap music. I've featured some of his stuff before on my channel quite some time ago now, and he is, not only does he create good music, he's a beautiful human spirit. And I've put his link in the description of the video if you can check that out. Someone says can't see or hear. Okay. Well, I'm just going to see if other people can see. I hope that some other people can. Just have to see. I'll keep going anyway and see what happens. Yeah, so Lute Brian Smith, he's a great man, and I want to support him out. Please go and subscribe to his channel. He's just put out two new songs, so you can hear his stuff. So the picture's good, audio's good there. Okay, it might have just been someone's problem there on their end. I want to give a big shout out to my business coach, life coach, Deb Han. I attended a workshop the other day called Faith Fueled Evening, Finding Answers in the Heart. It stands for faith. Great acronym, that one. And Deb has been my coach for many years now. She's a life coach, and she's a trainer of life coaches in Australia. And she has helped me no end, and I'll tell you what has happened recently. I am now officially a Success Principles trainer, Jack Canfield trainer. Now, the certificate's not so much for me. It doesn't mean so much, but for me, it's about completion of the certificate, because I've had a real habit of starting things and not finishing them off, not completing them. And I was recognizing that I was sitting on this course for some time, and I thought, I got to get to the bottom of this and work out what's stopping me, what's holding me back from completing this course. And so, the camera's cutting off the top of your head. Okay, I'll see if I can move back a bit. So I completed that course, and it's all done. And I'd like to thank my coach, and I'm putting my coach's Facebook account in there, so you can look at her and you can click like. And if ever you need a life coach, I recommend her 100%. I truly do. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. And the thing is, it's what I'm talking about is 100% responsibility, for your own life, but it's also about 100% responsibility when you need help. And so never be afraid to put your hand up and say, okay, I need some help, or I need some support in this area. So thank you guys, I appreciate it no end. So anyway, it's enough. It's not about me, it's about you guys. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to my notes here. I'm going to start to shuffle things around on my screen so I can get here. So now, talking about 100% responsibility for your life, you know, some people say, well, how can I take 100% responsibility for my life when things happen, events happen that are out of my control? For instance, you're in the plane, it falls out. Do you take 100% responsibility for that? Well, you know, possibly not. Some enlightened beings say that we are 100% responsible for everything that happens. We draw in everything in our lives. I am truly not in a position to say that, but I can say that possibly we take 95% or 99.5%. But what I like to say is that to act as if we take 100% responsibility for our lives. So we're really putting the ball in our court, and I've got some slides here just to change things for you so you don't have to look up my mug all the time. But so yeah, act as if that you are taking 100% responsibility for your life. You are creating your success, the quality of your relationships, the health by your thoughts and beliefs. And remembering, guys, that beliefs are no more than thoughts that you've conditioned yourself to think over and over and over again. These are the beliefs. And also the visual images that you focus on, and that's internally what you visualize, and also externally, you know, what we're watching, what we're seeing on the news. And, you know, don't recommend the news at all. It's filled with a lot of negativity. But also this creates the emotions, okay? But we have total control over this. And personal responsibility is the key to personal empowerment. And it's to your full advantage to assume full responsibility for the circumstances of your life, as well as your reaction. And that's important, your reaction to these circumstances. And therefore that means without self-judgment, without self-blame, you can focus your attention on understanding yourself and also the range of choices that you have. And with this awareness, I guess, that we can begin to make educated, intentional choices. So, you know, when the choices are not what you want, you can look back and understand, well, what happened there, and what action could I take next time? Rather than looking at someone to blame or circumstances to blame. And now there's a formula that I use, and I've known about this for ages, and I've actually talked about this prior, but this is well worth showing you guys again. And it's the E plus R equals O, and it's event plus the response to the event equals the outcome. So every outcome you experience in life is a result of how you've responded to an earlier event or events in your life. And so if you don't like the outcomes that you're currently getting, there are two basic choices that you can make. And here's one. The one is, and this is what so many people do, is we blame the event. And in other words, you can blame the economy, the weather, your spouse, your boss, your co-workers, the people you hang with. You know, there are many factors that contribute to the outcome. But what you can also do, instead of blaming the event, you can instead change your responses to the event. And that way you get the outcome that you want. So I hope that I'm making myself clear here. You can change your thinking, change your communication, change the pictures you hold in your head, and you can change your behavior. And you can begin to break out of this conditioned response. And I think have I got this? I've missed these slides, but that doesn't matter. Okay, I'll leave it at that. So yeah, your behavior, including what you say and how you say it, your thoughts, your self-talk and beliefs, your visual imagery, including the images of the future. This is what we can do. We can begin to take the power back by, this is the point of the power, is your response to the situations that unfold. So what I want to do, guys, today is I want to begin by, we don't have to take full responsibility today, but we can begin by taking 5% today. Just 5%, little macro pieces of what your future is about to entail. And in making these little changes, you can begin to see your life unfold in magnificent ways and build up to the 100% if you so choose. So what we're going to do now is I've got some sheets up here that I'm going to go through, and this is where you'll need your pen and paper. So if you haven't got a pen and paper, I'll just grab myself a bit of a cup of tea here. If you haven't got a pen and paper, go and grab a pen and paper, and we can begin to do some work here. I hope that I'm still being seen here. Yep, there you are. Okay, so the first one we're going to do, baby steps, exactly. These are responsibility sentence stem exercises. You try saying that at 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so if I were to take 5% more responsibility for my life and well-being. Now, what I want you to do is to answer it. If I were to take 5% more responsibility for my life and well-being, I would fill in the blank. And what I'm going to give you, you know, a minute or so to do this, and write as many as you can, not just 4 here. Now, some examples I've got up here. If I were to take 5% more responsibility for my life and well-being, I would exercise 30 minutes a day. I would eat fast food only once per week. I would meditate more often. I would get more sleep. These are just some examples. So go for it, guys. If I were to take 5% more responsibility for my life and well-being, I would what? We need some of that fast-paced music. No. Hop into it. See what you can come up with. And you don't have to think so much about it. Just put down what comes out, what comes to your mind. Can't find a pen. I'll give you a little bit more time. Here it is again. I'm going to put it up there just so you're aware. If I were to take 5% more responsibility for my life and well-being, I would. Okay. That's good if you've got so many things. That's awesome. That's wonderful. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. And here's the next one. If I were to take 5% more responsibility for living my passion, that's for what you want to do or for what you really enjoy, or yeah, so some examples I've got here. I would ask for what I want. I would spend more time writing. I would laugh more. I would schedule more free time. So this one's a bit more trickier. If I were to take 5% more responsibility for living my passion, I would what? And I'll leave that up so you guys can see that. Yeah, I'll leave the screenshots up. These are really important, guys, because you can go back and reflect on them, and even if you work on one of them, just one of them, you might be surprised at the changes that you can make. Yeah, if you haven't got a pen, Tanya, now you can either do it later, or you can do it on the keyboard or something, on the notes or something. Okay. So if I were to take 5% more responsibility for living my passion, I would okay, I'm going to move on to the next one, guys. Hope you've got a few down for that. And the next one is, you're keeping up with me, I'm not going too fast. You've written a few down there. Okay. So if I were to take 5% more responsibility for the attainment of my goals, okay? So if I were to take 5% more responsibility for the attainment of my goals, and it's only 5%, it's not the 100%, it's just 5%. And some examples here are, I would do 5 things a day to get me closer to my goal. Or I would spend an extra hour a day in action rather than watching TV, or you could say on Facebook or something like that, social media. I would share my goals with my family and friends and ask for accountability. That's also good when a life coach can come in handy, a coach of some kind. Or a law of attraction practitioner like Ali O'Shea, who's online now. Ali's a coach for law of attraction. Or I would do the one thing that I've been procrastinating on. And I put my hand up for that. Of course, you're welcome, Ali. You're welcome. Just a few more seconds. And we've just got 2 to go. Hope you're getting some good stuff here, guys. Digging deep. Okay, we're going to move on. And remember, guys, that you can come back to this too. You can actually, after this, you can even add more to it. So here's the next one. If I were to take 5% more responsibility for the success of my relationships. If if I were to take 5% more responsibility for the success of my relationships. And so here we've got the examples. I would plan quality time with my kids and put in my calendar. I would have a date night every week with my spouse or partner. I would talk less and listen more. I would keep my agreements and only say yes when I mean it. So really think about this one, guys, and this is all sorts of relationships. Family relationships, friends, work, colleagues. If I were to take 5% more responsibility for the success of my relationships. Get writing there, Tanya. Writing like a whippet to catch up. Get into it. Oh boy. Paul says, I would tell more jokes. Laughing is the key to getting out of trouble with the wife. I think that's the key to a lot of things, Paul, too. Telling jokes just can change the whole atmosphere, make everything good. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to move on now to the last one. And this one is, if I were to take 5% more responsibility for the level of my self-esteem. And this one's a big one. So if I were to take 5% more responsibility for the level of my self-esteem. And some examples I've got here. I would ask for what I want. I would take more trainings and seminars to stay positive. I would create a list of my successes and review them often. I would surround myself with positive people. So these are just some examples. So if I were to take 5% more responsibility for the level of my self-esteem. And I think self-esteem is, a huge problem out there in children and adults alike. And this is what we need to make sure that we're working on and moving up there. And recognizing the beauty within ourselves and the value within ourselves, that we're valuable. Ginny says, remind myself that I am enough. So what I ask you to do is just to look at those lists, and you don't necessarily have to look at them now, but you can look at them later, and you can either add more to them or you can see what you already have. And even if you select one of them in each area of your life and begin, just select one that you feel drawn to, that you can begin to put something more into. And remember, just 5% more. And so then you're already beginning to take more responsibility for all different areas of your life. You know, the last choice we have is our attitude. And a great example of this is Viktor Frankl, and he was in the concentration camp in World War II. And as you could imagine, it'd be horrific and people dying around him, and it was horrific. However, he made a decision that no one would own his spirit. No one would break him. And he chose to find meaning and purpose. I mean, a tough battle that would be, but that's what he made that choice. And he talked about that he discovered that people who chose that survived longer. And we always have a choice about our attitude. And you know, sometimes we might not have the best choices to make. You know, there's either A or B, but regardless, we still have the choice. And we got to make the best choices we can, you know. It might be stay in your job, or change your mind about your job, or leave your marriage, or change your mind about your marriage. I think it's to do with the attitude. I pulled that slide down. I hope that's okay, guys. I hope you've got something out of that, and really take a look at it and just highlight one and see if you can begin to make some changes in just that one area. And it's amazing, because when we change one thing in our life, if we complete that one thing, and I'm only doing this just because of recently of what I've done, it's amazing how it lifts you in all other areas of your life as well. So that's an awesome thing. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I hope you enjoyed that exercise, and I'm going to announce the winners of last week's contest, and here they are here. Just put them on this. So all of you guys here, and I would advise you guys, if you want to go and check out some of the stories, because there was some great stuff here. And the winners: April McCourt, Paul O'Shea, Elena Gron, Catherine Kay, Adele Silverman. I know a few of you are here today. And all you have to do is put your name and address to me, and write to me at admin@relaxmeonline.com, and just put in the subject winners, just so I know what's it coming for. And I will get you guys your... I'll come back to that later. I'll get you guys your CD and your book of illusions, and these will come in separate packages. One will be coming from Australia, and the illusions book will be coming from the bookstore, I think the Book Depository. So you'll get them in separate packages, so just be aware of that. So congratulations, guys. And I must say in that the funniest one was Paul O'Shea, because he manifested something very quickly. He was kind of tricking me in a way. He was saying, I want to manifest Jason doing the doors for the aeroplane business, and I eventually did them, and then I realized, wow, that was very good. He got that manifestation down very quickly, just bang, and it happened. So I thought, I've got to get, that's worthy of a prize, that one. So congrats, guys. Thank you very much for your support, and for joining in on the channel. It's great to share your stories. I really appreciate it. It was great. So guys, I'll say thank you very much now. I'll stick around for a little bit, and then we'll say goodbye. So thanks very much, guys, and I hope you have a lovely day or evening ahead, and I'm up for any questions. Yeah, and have a slurp of my cup of tea as well. Do you want me to put the winners up one more time, just so I think you've all seen it, but they're the winners there. And you're most welcome for the lesson. You're most welcome. And of course, that lesson was from one of the lessons that I completed in the Success Principles, and it's actually it can be a much longer lesson, but that was just a short version of it. But one that I gained so much from myself and found it very empowering. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Have your tea. Adele says, what a great day. Met my imaginary friend, came home and won a contest. Wow, well, good for you. Good on you, Adele. You're most welcome, Amy. You're most welcome. I'm glad you could get something out of it. Thanks, Paul. Thank you. Look forward to sending this out to you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Ginny says, I have to say I enjoy it most when you go live early in the morning. Ginny, is it morning for you, or is it you'll just speak about my morning? Elena, my week started last week with amazing coincidences and gifts. That sounds pretty good. That sounds great. I'm hoping to do a guided meditation soon that will be on 24/7. I'm in the process of creating that, so it's a little different because it will be like looping. It has to be smooth and not disjointed and not sort of no beginning and no end, and so it's a different one. So stay tuned for that. Hoping to have that up soon. We'll see how it goes. So that means anytime anyone's having trouble sleeping, they can just click it on and it will just continue to play with the speaking on it, the guided meditation, taking you on a journey, continuous journey if you like. You like that backdrop, Catherine? Thank you. And Paul says, evening of YouTube. Got to get ready now for Ali's 3-day blitz. No rest for the enlightened. Good work. I wish you the best for that, Paul and Ali. I don't know how you do it sometimes. I truly don't. I couldn't keep up. God bless you. Thank you very much, Jason. I'm very appreciative of the sages you refer us to in your talks. David Hawkins, Stephenson, so powerful and profound. Oh, you're welcome, Chan. I'll keep sharing with you, things that I learn along the way, and wise sages and people that I come in contact with, because why not? Why not spread the love? Elena says, sounds great, Jason. That would work well with sleep cycles. Yes. That would be wonderful, especially if people are waking up at different times, and which they are across the world, and so it can just be, people can just tune into it. I'm giving it a go. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but that's the whole plan, isn't it? It's just to give things a go, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Thank you, Tanya. You're most welcome. Thank you, everything you spoke about meeting your spirit guide, David. Yeah, there was a video that helped you figure that out. That was Athela. Let me see if I can get that website for you. Won't be a moment. Yeah, here it is here. Copy. Okay, so if you go to this website here, and it's got the athela.org, and it's got all the information there, and the first part of the course is free with lots of videos in that first part. It's very good. Jason, if you have lots of goals and ideas, where do you personally begin? Where do I begin? For me, I begin where I'm drawn the most to, because I do have so many goals and ideas all the time, constantly coming in. And sometimes this, you've got to be careful of this, because it can, there's so much coming in that you can just block everything and not do anything. And that's something I'm always aware of. If too much is coming in, I can just almost freeze up. But when we become aware of that, and I go, okay, pull it back. Okay, what do I want to do first? What am I drawn to first? Some people might do the opposite, and they might say, well, what don't I want to do first? What am I holding back? And they go with that. I just go with what I want to do first, what I'm drawn to. And then that helps me gain momentum. And then once I've completed that, it's like, okay, cool, now I can move on to something else. I can do something else. Ellie, will you be jealous if I curl up to sleep with Jay? Alice says, I already do sleep with Jay. You guys. You're welcome, Lucy. You're welcome. You're welcome, Catherine. Well, I look forward to speaking with you again, guys, next week. Same time, same place, same bat channel. And I hope you can join me, and we'll see what we can come up with for next week. It's always a mystery. I don't know until a lot of people plan out, schedules and everything. That's just not me. I just go each week with what's happening inside and what needs to be expressed, and then I'm called to do what comes out. So just a few. Charles says, what is your perspective on counselling? I put my hand up. I've been to many years of counselling back in my younger days, so I learnt so much. So I would, if ever anyone wants to go to a counsellor, I would say go for it by all means. Especially if you find a really good one. I was blessed to have the most magnificent counsellor in the world as far as I was concerned. She was beyond brilliant, and she helped me out no end. So yes, anything to do with counselling, life coaching, transformation, people to help you. We can learn so much if they're really good coaches, counsellors, psychologists. We can learn so much about ourselves, and it creates this freedom within. So Dell says, I'm trying to change my patterns of being a sponge for negativity. I'm glad to hear that you're trying to change that, Adele. I've set a summer plan for transformation and set a due date, my birthday. Oh, due date's feasible for this on? yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, dates are great. And in fact, for this course that I completed, I announced a date to my life coach and said, you know, this is going to be done by this date. And that happened weeks before, I think. So yeah, for sure. Of course. Do I believe in past lives and past life karma? I believe in karma. I truly believe in karma. And even if it's not out there, I think it's something that we can all work on, and because when we realize that our actions have reactions, it's I think it's an important thing. So yeah. Wing it like a champ. Oh. It's quite funny, you know. I'm comfortable now, but it is. It's sometimes not easy. It's always a challenge. But I feel like once I get going with it, I feel like I am beginning to almost talk to you guys face to face, one on one, and then it becomes very comfortable. It's kind of strange. It's very strange how it works. This connection thing. So, I'm loving you and leaving you guys. You guys have a beautiful evening ahead. I know it's evening for most of you, and for those in the land of Oz, Australia, I hope you guys have a great day ahead. It's still dark outside here. Yeah, send you love as always, guys, and thanks for joining me, and hope to see you guys next week. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Please share and subscribe, like they say. Please share and subscribe. So good. Send you love, guys, and have a beautiful day or evening ahead. God bless. Bye for now. Bye-bye.